Welcome to the deep dive. You know when you walk into a sports bar, right? And there's like a dozen screens perfectly synced.
Oh, yeah. Crystal clear 4K video.
Right, without a single stutter. We take this for granted, but our mission today is decoding the invisible infrastructure making that happen. We're using a very specific technical source for this. A product page for the Avenview 1x4 HDMI true 4K 60 splitter from HDTV Supply.
It's a perfect micro example of commercial AV. Because if you just plug a single source into multiple displays without the right hardware, it just fails.
Okay, let's unpack this, because I think a lot of people still have this analog mentality, like splitting a headphone jack.
But yeah, they think it's just duplicating an electrical pulse.
Exactly. But pushing 4K 60 HDR video is like taking a high-pressure water pipe carrying 18 gigabits per second of data
18 gigabits, yeah?
and splitting it 4 ways without dropping a single frame. You can't just passively split that.
No, you really can't. If you just split that digital signal passively, the data packets get destroyed. You end up with a blank screen. What's fascinating here is the EDID learning.
EDID.
Yeah, extended display identification data. Instead of a passive pipe, this splitter is a smart traffic cop. Or actually, it's more like a live UN translator.
Wait, a translator? How so?
Well, the source is shouting in one language, but the 4 TVs might speak different dialects.
Oh, gotcha. Like different resolutions or something.
Exactly. The splitter actively negotiates. It asks each display, what is your max resolution? Do you speak Dolby True HD audio? And it adjusts the dialects for each one simultaneously.
That's wild, doing that translation at 18 gigabits per second.
Right, and the physical constraints of the cable matter just as much. The specs emphasize it can push this signal up to 16 feet using 24 AWG high-speed cables.
AWG, that's the wire gauge, right?
Yeah, 24 AWG means the internal copper wires are physically thicker. That prevents that massive amount of high-frequency data from degrading over the distance.
That makes perfect sense. Thicker wires, less signal loss. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because if a simple 1x4 splitter requires this much smart tech, think about scaling it up. HDTV Supply is this 25-year-old global hub, and they sell these absolute monsters, like 160 by 160 HDMI matrix switches.
Oh yeah, huge systems.
Does that same instant UN translator process hold up when you're managing 160 different TVs at once?
It has to.
Huh.
And that's exactly why commercial AV gear is so specialized. Managing those EDID handshakes across 160 ports without bottlenecking, it takes incredibly sophisticated internal routing.
Wow.
You might have a brand new 4K source trying to play nicely with like a 5-year-old 1080p monitor in the lobby.
Sure.
The switch has to resolve those conflicts in real time so the lowest end monitor doesn't drag down the resolution for the other 159 screens.
Which really reframes who is actually buying this equipment, right? I mean, look at the customer reviews on their site. They perfectly capture this high-stakes environment.
Oh, you mean the really honest one?
Yep. Yes. One buyer literally wrote that the staff was, quote, less than friendly, but answered my question.
I mean, that is the commercial AV industry in a nutshell.
Right. Like, who cares about a retail smile?
Exactly. It's entirely solution-driven. When an engineer is configuring a 160-port switch for a multi-million-dollar installation, they don't care if you're friendly. They just need hardcore technical troubleshooting.
You were grumpy, but my monitors aren't flashing black, so 5 stars.
Exactly. They need to know how the hardware handles encryption or ED conflicts to keep the system online.
So what does this all mean? Basically, the seamless tech we enjoy daily relies on this complex, hyper-specific hardware behind the scenes.
And the demands are only accelerating. Have you seen the navigation menus on that HDTV Supply site?
Yeah, they're already listing 8K HDMI products.
Right. 8K is an exponential leap in data. 4 times the pixel count of 4K.
So a 4K is already an 18 gigabit hurricane that requires thick 24 AWG copper just to travel a few feet. Standard cables for 8K would just melt, right?
Or the signal would just drop entirely. The hardware will need entirely new mechanisms.
So the next time you're sitting at a pub watching perfectly synced video, take a second to appreciate that active, highly intelligent data negotiation behind the drywall. And consider this. If it takes live translation and heavy gauge copper just to manage 4K video over a few feet, what kind of massive invisible data fire hoses are we going to need built into our walls when 8K becomes the new standard?